Hey Taurus, and welcome to your weekly reading. I'm so happy to have you here. Cross watchers, welcome. Taurus, know that I could be talking to you or someone in your energy, so take the reading as it resonates. But what I'm seeing here is that you learned a truth, um, and you discovered, something that you have been lied to about possibly for a long time. Um, and it was under the disguise of love. I feel like this is something that you experienced even from your childhood. It's like a way you were taught of seeing the world, seeing yourself, or something you learned a truth about it, and it really flipped everything upside down in your world. But because of that, though, it affected your relationships with the people in your life. I do feel so, like I said, it could have began in childhood in some way, with the Page of Swords coming out as well. And it's kind of like you have been led and guided on this path by the divine to discover this truth. It's almost like a part of your purpose to realize what this truth is and to live in alignment with that. But it seems like that has, and yeah, Taurus, also you may be a very intuitive person, and it's like the truths you've learned have caused a lot of conflict among the people in your circle. This could be family, friends, um, I don't know, whoever you spend time with, the people you go to church with, the people you don't go to church with. I don't know, like whatever this is, you learned a truth that changed everything for you. But in that, and in standing up in that, like maybe defending your belief or something like this, you have been treated as the scapegoat of the situation. It's like people have the choice to grow and expand with you or to be rigid and, like not wanting to hear what you have to say because they already know everything, is kind of what I'm seeing here. And I feel like this has been really painful for you to deal with and try to figure out how to heal from. Um, the lyrics that my guides want me to share come from The Middle by Jimmy World. Kina Grannis sings the most beautiful version of this song. But anyways, um, it goes like this. It just takes some time, little girl, you're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be all right. Um, and so it's kind of like when you're healing from something, especially something that lasted since childhood, and it was like this illusion or this lie that you had to discover on your own. And I don't know what this was about, but it's like you discovered it, and now you're trying to heal from that alone. But becoming the family scapegoat on top of that is just more weight packed on. And I feel like this week you might feel a little bit stuck on that journey of healing your heart. You may be feeling emotional pain because of what you've been through, but your guides want you to know that, healing is a journey. It's kind of like you're going on a road trip and you take a pit stop somewhere, but you're still on a road trip. If someone asks you where you're going, what you're doing, you're not saying, I'm just gonna give up, roll over, and play dead here because I can't do this anymore. You're still on a road trip. You're going somewhere. You're still healing. Okay, Taurus, even though it feels like you're stuck right now, you're still healing. And your guides want you to know that the divine is also backing you up on this journey of healing. You may feel very alone because of the situation. When you're a family scapegoat, oftentimes you lose relationships with those you love most. It could be really painful, but your guides want you to know that you're never alone. You are never, ever alone. It's been interesting to be on a similar journey myself, and I don't know, it's really strengthened my relationship with my spirit team, my whatever you want to call it, my divine support. And I have discovered that I'm literally not alone. If I don't know what to do for my child who's having an autistic meltdown, I can ask my guides, like, help me figure out what to do, because I always get the answers I need before I hit the ground, before I give up. And it's really carried me through, I would say, my deepest trauma. The past 3 years, I'm gonna cry about it. You are not alone. Okay, you're not. And my guides also wanted me to share this quote with you, which I think is such an incredible perspective on being the family scapegoat. And so I wanted to share it with you. It says, as the scapegoat, consider yourself the lucky one. The scapegoat in a narcissistic family is going to take the majority of the abuse, the one that they project all their bullshit on, and it becomes the excuse and the reason for all the dysfunction in the family. They're treated extremely unfair, and it can be impossible to explain your role in the family because it's been so backwards due to their abuse. But the abuse broke you, pushed you to a place where you had to choose between dying or getting better. Oddly enough, this is like the jump start you needed to spring forward in your ascension and growth. It's a gift. You have the best shot of all the people in your family to escape. Think about the golden child, for example. They were enmeshed with the narcissistic family so much that the golden child benefits from the narcissistic family. And it's such a great benefit that the thought of leaving, despite their internal world being dysregulated, they struggle because their well-being and position in the world is completely dependent on the acceptance of the narcissistic family. And it makes it almost impossible. Therefore, most golden children become narcissists themselves. As the family scapegoat, you have the best chance to break free from the narcissistic family cult. So when I heard this perspective, I was like, you know what? Damn, I am so lucky. I heard a quote too by Ben Edwards, and he said, what does it mean to be the black sheep of the family? And he was saying it means that you are shut out, that you're not like everybody else. And he said, well, what's your family like? And he said, they're toxic. And he said, so really, you being the black sheep of the family is like the best compliment you could have. And really, there's a reframing here that could be really helpful in your healing, because you are so lucky because you're breaking free from a narcissistic family cult, and that is damn powerful. And I wanted to share the oracle cards with you. First, we have, you can make it through. Your higher self is always guiding you. Like I said, your higher self, your spirit team, you are never alone. What wisdom does your higher self have for you? And the next oracle card says, there is strength in doing nothing. Wait. What have you been forcing, and how can you let go of the outcome? So yeah, let me read from the guidebook first, but I'm just seeing here, if you're wanting things to change, if you're wanting this narcissistic family or group to see you, you don't have to prove anything, you don't have to do anything, you're good just where you were. But let's see what the guidebook has to say too. It says, just like nature has its seasons, we have seasons of our soul. There is a time for planting seeds, harvest, growth and celebration, and rest and renewal. Understanding the seasons of your soul's growth will help you navigate life with more grace and ease. Often we feel stuck when really we are initiating new levels of consciousness, and with this comes a time of inner reflection. You've drawn this card because you are in a phase of realignment. Perhaps you've been pushing and working hard with few tangible results. When this happens, it is human nature to push harder, but your true self has an easier plan. Relax, release, and surrender. Stop pushing so hard and wait it out. We've been conditioned to believe that if we push harder, we will achieve more and be successful, but there is power in the pause. Instead of using force to push ahead, let yourself be. This is not about surrendering your desires and dreams, but relaxing into the flow of life and seeing that doing nothing is necessary for alignment and progress forward. So I hope this reading was helpful for you, Taurus, and know that you are still healing. Even if you feel stuck this week, rely on your spiritual team and you'll make it through.